Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Caroline and you should totally subscribe and join the man fam. I have my bands in right now, so if I'm talking weird, sorry. Just trying to get my braces off as fast as I can. For today's video, if you guys did not read the title, I'm going to be sharing some tips and advice for incoming freshmen. Before I even start off with the tips, I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit of my freshman experience. To be completely honest, I literally hated my freshman year, although I do think I realized and learned a lot of things, so that year was also very important for me at the same time. I think at some point everybody can look back and agree that freshman year kind of just sucks overall. But for you guys who are incoming freshmen, hopefully these can make things better for you and just kind of keep you like aware of what to expect. My first piece of advice is to go into high school knowing that you are not going to stay with the same friend group. You're going to have many friends throughout high school and they will constantly change. So don't put all your eggs in one basket and try to stay with one friend or a friend group because you want to stay friends with them forever. Just go in open-minded, which is something that I needed to work on last year. I kind of closed myself off a little bit. Second piece of advice is pretty cliche, but just be yourself. Honestly, don't go into high school trying to be like somebody else or try to fit in with a popular group, because at the end of the day, if you're not yourself, then you kind of just look like a fool and life is short, so why try to be somebody that you're not? Third piece of advice, which I wish I did through my freshman year, is to study and review PowerPoints and stuff on Google Classroom, because man, I failed a couple of tests. And it's okay, everybody makes mistakes and not everybody's gonna get a 100 every time, but I did kind of put off my studying in school for YouTube and just to hang out with friends and stuff when really I should have been studying. Get good study habits. Fourth piece of advice is to get a good backpack. I went into the year getting a backpack that was okay quality. It wasn't cheap and it wasn't expensive, but it literally broke and it was just really not ideal. Especially now that you're in high school, you're going to be carrying a lot more stuff like books, binders. So get a good backpack that is sturdy. I recommend North Face backpacks. So even though they are on the pricey side, just invest in them, because the one that I got halfway into the year last year is going to be my backpack probably throughout my high school, or maybe next year I might get a new one. But my sophomore year, I'm going to be using the same North Face. I cannot talk with bands in my mouth. Next tip is to lay off on the makeup. I went into the school year wearing like a face of makeup, like foundation, concealer, mascara, eyebrows, blush, highlighter, bronzer, all that. About like 3 months into the school year, I realized I had like nobody to impress. And the only reason why I am at school is to get a good education. So the rest of the year I just wore mascara and like filled in my eyebrows, and that was it. Also, it's such a hassle to know that like something's on your face and like you can't touch your face, and then taking it off after a long day of school is just even more stressful. So don't wear that much makeup unless you are really insecure and maybe like concealer makes you feel better. Something I learned throughout the year. Next tip for incoming freshmen is something that people will probably disagree or debate with me about. A lot of people like to date during freshman year, which is fine. There's nothing against that. However, I feel like people make it their life, and if they don't hang out with this boy or a boy doesn't hang out with this girl, then their life is over because they're just too focused on that. And yes, it can be fun and you should enjoy your high school experience. However, remember, the reason you're at school is to get a good education, which will help you go into college. Maybe if you don't want to go into college, just get an education. But yeah, I don't know, just don't take dating too seriously, especially since it's your first year. Next tip is to respect and get along with your teacher. I would say for the most part, I had a really close and good relationship with a lot of my teachers. And I mean getting close and having a good relationship with them, that doesn't mean kissing up to them. Just be nice to them and say thank you when they pass out papers and stuff. Don't be the idiot that makes their day worse, because being a teacher is hard enough as it is for them and it's a lot of work. So just show them that you appreciate them and just don't be an idiot. Stay out of petty drama and don't be afraid to remove yourself from friends or friend groups that are negative and toxic for you. And if you're not happy with who you are, then just tell the people and change yourself. Last year, I definitely experienced a lot of emotions in friend groups. One thing that my parents and I agree about is, for me, it was really difficult to fit in, and I still feel like I don't really fit in at my school, just because, one, I feel like my level of maturity is very different from the people in my grade. So like, for example, people know that I'm the YouTuber at my school and the singer. So for me, I'm the only one that I know of who actually has a goal. I have a business going, I know what I want to do when I'm older, and most of the people that I know don't really care about school. They don't even know where they want to go to college, or if they do want to go to college, they don't set their standards high enough and don't really care about class rankings and stuff like that. So that's just where I'm at right now. That's what I took away from freshman year. A lot of you guys know that I struggle with trying to fit in here, which is why I've been wanting to move really bad. And I know that we're probably most likely not going to move because my mom just got a new job. But I'm praying hard, you know. I'm just not really happy with the environment that I'm in because I can't do anything about moving. I'm just going to try to be better next year and study more because, you know, trying to get into a good college here. Next tip of advice is something that I took away from my sister, who was valedictorian. She's now at the Air Force Academy and I miss her a lot. So that's tough. Catherine and I are very different people, totally on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Catherine has always been very independent, very smart, loves books, loves Harry Potter, loves traveling, and really didn't let people who were negative and not motivated to influence her and be in her life. Me, on the other hand, I'm very outgoing, very extroverted. Catherine was very introverted. I like my alone time, but at the same time, I don't think I could survive without friends or people, just because hanging out with people makes me happy too. Always loved makeup, loved beauty growing up. So it was very different. I didn't get into GT. Catherine got into GT. GT means gifted and talented in elementary school. So, you know, failed that test. Her pace was definitely a lot faster than mine. Something that I took away from her was it's better to have a small group of real friends than a big group of fake friends. Also, she never let what other people thought of her, like, bring her down, especially because class rankings can be so competitive. She always handled it really well, but just taking after her like study habits and having a good group of friends that actually care about school. So that's that. Let's see, what's another tip? Stay organized, have a calendar, have a binder where you keep all of your things. Literally, I saw some people's backpacks at the end of the year, or not even at the end of the year, but like halfway in the year, and there were just papers stuffed in it and it was disgusting. So just make sure that you keep your stuff organized because it's only going to benefit you. And then last but not least is just take advantage of tutorials, which is something that I wish I did last year. Tutorials where I live is like 30 minutes before class starts or an hour before class actually starts, and you can talk to your teachers about things that you don't understand. I wish I did that. I hung out at this place called The Paw at my school, which is like the center of the school, and did nothing except waste time. Should have been studying and going to tutorials, so my mistake. But I think that's it. Just know that most of these people that you see in high school, you're never gonna see again when you're older. So like I said about the whole boy thing, don't think that this is the most important moment of your life, because it's really not. For me, I would say the most important moment of my life is getting into a college, because that's all I want. Just hold on to the friendships that are actually good, and then just let go of the ones where people treat you like something I learned. If you guys liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, don't do anything. I love y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Also, good luck for back to school year.